If you are nothing to them, they are nothing to you. And that's it. That's the end of it.
Good day and welcome to today's update on the latest developments in South African politics. EFF President Julius Malema recently addressed journalists in a candid session, responding to questions on a variety of issues, including the internal matters, his relationships with key political figures, and the state of the EFF. Here is a detailed breakdown of what Julius Malema had to say. Julius Malema engaged the journalists to answer their questions. He was asked about Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi on whether he was banned from the EFF's upcoming Third National People's Assembly. Julius Malema rubbished the question, describing it as a liquor bar talk and stating he is not interested in entertaining gossips.
I don't know what you want me to answer on Ndlozi because I never said anything about Ndlozi. So do not bring your Shebin gossip to me and want me to glorify some toilet discussion. I'm not part of that. EFF has never said anything. If we've got anything to tell you, we'll communicate it. So when you gossip at Kitchener's in Bramfontein, and then after gossiping at Kitchener's, you want us to be part of Kitchener's discussions, don't involve us in any of those things. We don't know what you're talking about. And if we had anything to communicate to you, we would have said it.
He reiterated that he will not speak on behalf of individuals who remain silent during attacks on the EFF. While he confirmed their professional relationship remain intact, he admitted that he no longer values a personal relationship with them. He labeled such individuals, including unnamed others, as disloyal, vowing to never trust them again.
So when you have shown loyalty to people, when you have been loyal and you don't have a sense of betrayal, wait for the day you get betrayed. You will understand how we feel about betrayal. We, loyal people. We've never done anything to harm these people. I always ask and I always say to these comrades, for every moment there must be a turning point. You must say, it was at this point when I knew that we're heading for divorce now. What was that point? Can they point that point where they say, this was a turning point? This was a turning point. No one can point at that turning point. Because a turning point helps, because even if you are in denial, but you'll know we fought on this point. You go and sit with people who are telling you they are leaving the EFF. You say, have you prayed about it? Have your mom prayed about it? And then you keep quiet. And then you think we must all survive through prayer. Now we must be informed by prayer, by Holy Spirit, that people are going when you've got information. That is the highest form of disloyalty. And Godrich says, even if he had told me as a joke, I would have brought it to the attention of the leadership that this guy made a silly joke. This is what he said. That's what loyalty is about. Imagine if one of these officials had resigned and followed the former deputy president. That's disloyalty. Don't ask me to share a meal with disloyal people. You are asking me to commit suicide. I know what disloyalty means. And I can see one when it appears and I can touch it. They would have done that to me when I was young. Not now.
He accused the former deputy president of the EFF, Floyd Shivambu, of collaborating with MK party elements in KZN to undermine the EFF.
We have never hidden away the reasons why we removed the former deputy president from KZN and those that were deployed with him. We had a meeting of our owners, the EFF. We made assessment. An assessment we made out of our own now direct interaction with the ground in KZN and the complaints we have been receiving from KZN led to the removal of the former deputy president and others. You know, to show you that there was something wrong that the deputy president was doing with other colleagues in KZN, everything that was reported to us was extremely perfect. So they mastered the mechanism to meet the requirements, even if those things do not exist. There was a point where we wanted people to the stadium, to Moses Mabhida Stadium, and the numbers we received were extremely more than the numbers we received for votes. And that on its own just told us there's something wrong here. And then we did not intervene after. We intervened before. Unfortunately, we were very late. And that's why after we intervened, the SG was able to pull a mother of all matches before the elections in eThekwini.
Malema drew parallels to his past experience of being expelled from the ANC, recalling the laughter of Jacob Zuma and other leaders at the time. He used this as a basis of why he now feels justified in refusing to trust those he perceives as disloyal within the EFF.
When we got expelled from the ANC, Zuma and the top six of the ANC laughing, I said, boys, if they can get you, they will have you for breakfast and laugh about it. You get an opportunity to get to them. You don't use it. These people who sat with Floyd and knew Floyd was going, they were at the center of that planning my downfall. Had they caught me, they would have finished me off.
Expanding on his speeches, Malema highlighted the issue of double agents within the party, criticizing members who claim he is divisive and questioning their motives for joining the EFF in the first place. He encouraged dissatisfied members to leave.
My divisive leadership is what I've been accused of, dictatorship and all of that, since my time in the Youth League. And you still join a party of a person who is a dictator. Why did you join it in the first place?
Just stay home. Why do you join decisive party? You came knowing that the president of the EFF is divisive. Why did you join? We made this call that people should join, and they did so voluntarily. You joined a party, you didn't know that the leader was divisive, and then you come here and say the leader is divisive. You joined voluntarily. If you are not happy with the leadership, the door is open. You can leave now. So we are not going to be made sheepish and undecisive because we want to please a non-existing narrative that we are divisive. How can you build such a big organization, not only in the country and in continental and in the diaspora, if you have a divisive leadership? Why would you bring so many people in the stadiums, pegging stadiums, successful events of the EFF, if you are divisive? Because the consequence of divisive leadership is that nothing succeeds out of divisive leadership. This organization is a success. It's the biggest organization that is black owned. It's owned by its own people, its own members. No any organization can claim that. It does not receive any sponsorship from white people. If anything, it is white people who want it to die. But it keeps on going, irrespective of how they feel about it. So, if you think we have a divisive leadership, it's not our baby. It's your baby to feed Malta Bella.
On his relationship with MK Party President Jacob Zuma, Malema expressed that Zuma is a liar, making an example of a recent claim by Jacob Zuma that he's still an ANC member, which the media bought into it and ran with it, resulting in the whole nation being lied to. Malema insisted that Zuma is corrupt.
me and President Zuma were very good. The same way me and President Ramaphosa were very good. But it doesn't stop me from saying he's corrupt. Because he is corrupt. By being good to you doesn't mean I must not tell you the truth. If you listen to my speech yesterday in the Gauteng General Assembly, I said, you must tell the truth even if telling the truth to a lover or your lifetime partner or your wife or your husband. If it is the truth, it must be told. President Zuma is corrupt. And it's not me. The public protector found him to be wrong. He rejected that. We took him to court. That's why he had to pay some monies back in relation to Nkandla. So what more do you want? What is misleading about that? Because it was not only me. The public protector came to the conclusion that there were wrongdoings in Nkandla. The Constitutional Court said yes, he must pay back the money. And we were singing in Parliament that he must pay back the money. But it doesn't mean I've got anything against him personally. I'm dealing with issues of principle. And if it means telling them to your wife when she's wrong or your husband, I'll also do the same thing. Don't lie. You must not lie. The media must not lie. The media must be factual. And where you are factual, we'll never take you on. We'll answer and be held accountable for that. But when you lie, we must tell you it's a lie. It's a lie. It's like this lie you are perpetuating, that Zuma has got dual membership. Zuma has got no dual membership. He's not a member of the ANC. ANC has expelled him. And Zuma lies to you. Sunday Times, he says, no, I'm a member of the ANC. I'm a member of MK. It's not true. Why not tell him on his face? You are a liar. You're not a member of the ANC. He lies on your face. You take that lie and feed the nation. Why do you feed the nation a lie? I've never said I have any problem with President Zuma. Even tomorrow or any other day, I can go and have tea with him. But I don't agree with him. And I don't agree with him not only from this microphone point of view. I tell him 4 eyes that I don't agree. I'm that type of a leader. My problem in South African politics is that I'm not a pushover. No one can push me around. Not white monopoly capital, not a white person, not so much powerful leader can push me around. And I'm hated for that. We have no relationship with MKP. And even worse now when MKP has made it its program to recruit leaders of the EFF. Tomorrow we are marching to the Constitutional Court with everyone except MKP. The MKP won't be part of our march. If they want to march, they must go and organize their own.
EFF president clarified his stance, emphasizing that while he disapproves of the MK party poaching EFF leaders, he respects their parliamentary collaboration and values their productive interactions between the two parties. However, he criticized Jacob Zuma for failing to speak on international issues like Palestine, citing something as simple as wearing a solidarity scarf as an example.
So, we are not leaving any progressive caucus. You know, we are working so well with those comrades in Parliament of MKP in relation to issues of Parliament. Let's take, for example, I was in a meeting now this weekend of, not this weekend, the past week or a week before in Parliament of Ethics Committee, where we were nominating the co-chairpersons of the committee. Ntlamulo nominated J.P. Klope, and Mandisa Makasini of the EFF supported the nomination of J.P. Klope. We did not get the necessary numbers. And I nominated Mandisa as a co-chairperson from NCOP of the EFF, Makasini, and Ntlamulo of MK supported the name of Mandisa. There was no caucus position, nothing. But there is a principal agreement amongst us as parties that were opposed to GNU. And wherever GNU raises its ugly head, we'll confront it, we'll crush it. We don't have to exchange notes. We don't have to have a caucus in order to, because we have agreed on a minimum program. So we're going to work together. Why would I not work together with someone who says, let's support the expropriation of land without compensation? Even Helen Zille, if she can come and say, let's expropriate without compensation, I will hug her. We fully agree with you. There is nothing left about MKP. There is nothing internationally progressive about MKP. I always ask the question, have you ever seen Zuma wearing a Palestinian scarf? He wears everything, including amabesho. But he never wears the Palestinian scarf. Even the most reactionary man called Cyril Ramaphosa, who became a president through the Jewish money and Jewish support, wears a Palestinian scarf, except President Zuma. Leave that. Have you ever heard him speaking about the Palestinian question? Even if he speaks about it in Zulu, have you ever heard him speaking about the Palestinian question? Sunday Times goes to have a sit down with him. They don't ask him that question. What is your view about ICC decision on Netanyahu? What is your view about Palestine? Where do you stand in relation to Cuba and its embargo?
He also noted that Zuma could have reached out personally to inform him about EFF leaders defecting to the MK party if he truly cared about their relationship.
But the maturity of President Zuma, if there is anything like that for him, given the relationship we have, when some prominent leaders of the EFF were going to MK, he had a responsibility to give us a courtesy call. If he's really an elder, if he's really matured, if he's really a statesman who's got this relationship with us, whereas we're trying to build a progressive caucus that will unite black people, he had a duty to say, hey man, there is this thing that is going to happen. You must know that I have nothing to do with it. I can't choose for members, which is right. He can't choose for people whether they want to come or they don't want to come. But that courteous call, which he often made to me when on other matters, on this matter, he never cared to make that call. And that makes the relations to be strained, by the way. Because when you think you've got this kind of relationship with someone and you get treated like you are nothing, you also start behaving like you are nothing to them.
He doubled down on criticism of media outlets like Mail and Guardian for spreading narratives of division within the EFF. Malema accused the media of working to discredit the party while ignoring the internal strength and unity of its leadership.
And Mail and Guardian came with something, man, this weekend, which Ndlozi responded to. Rebellion, which is another question we asked. There is no branch that is going to protest here. Not a single one. As a political reporter, you have to have at least an entry understanding of politics. Just entry. You may not understand the depth of politics, but just have the most basic thing. So you should know that the PGAs will tell you what's going to happen. And your bosses know because you were there in the PGAs. But the PGAs are not trending in the media. And this I was telling my wife. I said, you know why? She said, what? I said, because there was nothing wrong. Nothing went wrong. That's why they can't trend. You don't talk positive about the EFF. If any province had disrupted the PGA, that province was going to be a defamation of all our PGAs, including those that were successful. Betile, weekend. Disappointed. We're not Malema, the tactician. We are no longer tactician. Betile weekend team. Nothing. Nothing that happened in the PGAs that is not going to happen here. And we did nothing. We went, we opened the PGAs, all of us. And then after that we left. So that branches can talk freely and express themselves. And which they did. And I don't know why you don't learn, because this is a repetition of what we've been doing over a period of time. And many of you were there and were aging together. Very soon you will be called veteran political journalist, but you still don't have an understanding of how do you get to see what's going to happen next. If we can say to you, give us a list of 15 members who left the EFF, 15, Exodus. You can't give us that. Nothing like that. Tell us which councillors of the EFF in the most remote rural municipalities have resigned from the EFF to join MK. None. But we can give those in KZN about the ANC. But it's not called Exodus. Tell us of any branch of the EFF that called a press conference under the tree and say, as this branch we are all leaving the EFF. Nothing. Tell me of any region that has said and taken a decision that as Ikuruleni region, as eThekwini, as a Wembe region, we have taken a decision we are leaving the EFF. Nothing like that. So imagination is what is destroyed Mail and Guardian, by the way. Mail and Guardian was used to be the most influential newspaper. You guys have run it down. It is now even worse than Sunday World. Sunday World is more perfect with politics than Mail and Guardian, which used to set the agenda. And this is not a media attack. It's an honest assessment.
When asked if more leaders might leave for the MK party, Malema confidently stated that no other leaders are expected to defect and emphasize the loyalty of the remaining members.
And then you say, so-and-so is leaving from the EFF, like high profile, referring to an expired goods. Because you are running out of high profiles. There is no one who's going to leave the EFF. Mail and Guardian even says Exodus. Exodus must exit. In your imagination, but it's not us. I never initiated any fight with anyone. I never said anyone and said, let's fight so and so. They did that. They went to sit and say, we have to drop him. We have to finish him off.